What's up, everybody? This is Josh Robinson with Joystick Gamer, and welcome back to the channel where today we are heading out west in Horizon Forbidden West. This has been one of the most anticipated games coming off its 2017 release of Horizon Zero Dawn and is coming in a jam-packed month of February. Does Forbidden West provide enough gusto to grab your attention and keep it? I'll ask you another question. Does a bear in the woods? Jokes aside, let's get into it. In Horizon Forbidden West, you're plunged back into the robot-infested world as Aloy, who continues her journey of saving the world from impending doom. Before you dive into the game, you'll first be taken aback by how stunning this game really is. From the character detail to the lush and diverse environments, this is easily one of the best-looking games I have ever seen. Similar to graphics and love, looks aren't everything, and it's all about what else Horizon Forbidden West brings to the table. The story in Forbidden West picks up right where the first game left off, and thankfully Guerrilla Games does provide a cutscene to bring players up to speed on what transpired in the first game. You play as Aloy, who is heading to the Forbidden West because of the threat you strove to eliminate has migrated in that direction. The first half of the game's plot is a bit of a slow build-up, but it never felt like the plot dragged or stalled out. The slower build-up led to better character development for the entire supporting cast and created some surprisingly strong, heartfelt moments in the back half of the game. The side quests truly helped carry the first portion of the game with some fun and refreshing quests that reminded me of The Witcher 3's side quests and quality that those provided. Guerrilla Games also provided pretty handsome rewards for some side quests which proved to be helpful for later game combat. Once mysteries begin to unfold, the story picks up the pace and you're left with plenty of twists and turns the rest of the way through. After completing the story, I had put in about 25 hours of gameplay with plenty of side missions left to do after the credits rolled. Something worth pointing out in regards to the characters are these two things. First, the supporting characters had better emotion and writing when compared to Aloy, and sometimes it felt out of place. Aloy is a bit of a know-it-all in Forbidden West and sometimes will talk down to other characters, which made certain heartfelt scenes feel less genuine or believable for Aloy's character. However, I found myself getting choked up on a couple of occasions with some moments between other supporting characters, which was a testament to their character development. Secondly, if you didn't play the first game, there is a chance that some of the cameos won't have the same payoff as someone who played the first game. Think of it similar to watching an Avengers movie without seeing the origin story movies. You'll still enjoy it, but might not have those "oh my god, it's them" moments. It won't fully take away from the experience of the story, and you won't feel lost because they do such a great job in providing context through the writing. The story and pacing of this game is what Assassin's Creed Valhalla and Far Cry 6 wish they could have been. Even though Forbidden West is an open world, they provide a ton of character development and make it easy to follow what is happening around Aloy, while also encouraging you to care and understand the colonies scattered throughout. Each colony brings their own values and culture to the table, so it was engaging to experience how each group wanted to handle conflict and how you reacted to it. Guerrilla Games took their already fun combat system from Zero Dawn and expanded on it. The Echo Scanner is back again, which allows you to scan the robots to find strengths and weaknesses of each enemy. The game's entire combat system revolves around this mechanic and is very important to the success of your survival. The strengths and weaknesses are pulled from 6 different elemental types, and it's up to you to make sure that you have a weapon that can handle each type. Early on, it's common to struggle against these enemies as you learn their weak spots and what elements cause the most damage. It is so satisfying to hit weak spots with the proper elements and create massive damage and rewarding explosions. Forbidden West does a good job of ramping up the amount of elemental diversity as you progress through the game to get you used to swapping weapons multiple times in a fight. The weapon swapping system is a turn dial system that also slows the combat down while you do it. This makes for changing weapons and crafting ammunition easy to accomplish on the fly. As you fight these monsters more, you learn and execute more combos that will have you wiping herds instead of avoiding them. To help take out those robots and human enemies, you have an expanded ability tree at your disposal. This time around in Forbidden West, they gave you more combat options and broke them down into 6 trees ranging from weapon perks to traps and potions. There are quite a lot of options to choose from, but my best recommendation would be to start building out some of the hunter tree first, since your bow and arrow are your ultimate friend in this game. As you build out each of these trees, your combat and skills become much more proficient and you'll begin to turn into a well-oiled killing machine. The other perk of doing side missions is that you get rewarded for skill points for completing them, which allows you to build up these talent trees and prepare for some of the more daunting fights later on. The combat difficulty is not to the level of Souls-like games, but it does provide a bigger challenge than most third-person action games. Your success in combat is driven purely by what you know about the machine and not about mashing buttons. If you don't do your scouting before the fight, you'll likely have a much harder time and likely die. I found it to be the perfect balance between difficult and rewarding to where you won't be scared away from the game, but still feel satisfied when you complete a boss or a big fight. The boss fights in bigger machines do provide a great mix of diverse abilities and resistances that allow each fight to feel unique and exhilarating, even if it's not your first encounter with that specific machine. Like any open world game, it is only immersive if you give the world life and things to do within it. Forbidden West doesn't skimp out on this department and provides a deep and wide range of tasks, stories, and things to do. You can find yourself wandering off the beaten path to discover what is next, and is a game that does a great job distracting you from the main story. I'm usually the type of player to focus on completing the main story because I want to know all the juicy parts, but this game left me with a smile on my face just exploring around. The variety of biomes keeps this game from getting visually stale because you'll be in a lush jungle in one moment before trekking across the Las Vegas desert on your way to a ruinous San Francisco. The entire map of Forbidden West is massive as it spans the greater American West, but having all these quests and exploration options at your fingertips keeps the game feeling fresh and well-paced. I absolutely loved the combat and the unexpected encounters that you have while exploring the gorgeous world. The satisfaction you get from killing a new discovered machine leaves you wanting to hunt for the next machine even more. The combat is fast-paced without feeling too overwhelming because of the concentration mechanic that allows you to slow down time. The combat diversity and difficulty provided a great challenge that left me wanting more and more and more. Graphics aren't everything for me, by no means is that the case, but I'll admit that how this game looked really never got old, and even near the end of the game, I was still having the thoughts of, dang, this game looks good. The last thing that I loved the most about this game was how surprisingly fun the side missions were. I know I had mentioned it earlier, but some of the best missions and character development happens in these side quests. Even if you care more about combat than story, the side quests provide so much reward value that they're presented in this no-brainer fashion that you can't miss out on them. The things I hated about this game are going to sound pretty petty, but they have to be said. The one thing that bugged me the most was Aloy's hair physics. I know, petty, right? It was usually funny to me, but sometimes there would be these heartfelt moments and it would cut over to Aloy where she's standing still and her hair is dancing like a bunch of people at a Las Vegas rave. The other gripe was that sometimes the mount driving would be very clunky, so it made getting around on a machine very annoying at times. Last but not least, and this might be harsh, but Aloy is probably the lesser of the likable characters in this game. I found myself caring more about the supporting cast than Aloy because of her pretentious and know-it-all attitude that felt unnecessary at times. This very well could have been written into her character on purpose though, because a few jokes are made about her know-it-all attitude. Regardless, it did take away from some of the amazing writing that was done for the other characters. Overall, Horizon Forbidden West is what Assassin's Creed and Far Cry wish they could have been in open-world action games. Guerrilla Games provides enough twists and turns in the story that keep the pace moving while also providing enough structure in the plot that makes it easy to follow and care for. Blending a great combo of storytelling, combat, and graphics together leaves Horizon Forbidden West near the top of a pretty competitive action-adventure genre. This game might end up getting lost in the mix because of all the Elden Ring hype, but I want to assure you that this is a must-play game for PlayStation owners. There's so much to do in the world of Forbidden West, and you'll find it difficult to leave once you step foot into it. Go ahead and grab your bow and arrow and start hunting because this is a PlayStation game you do not want to miss. Thank you so much for watching this review of Horizon Forbidden West. Where does Horizon stack up on your list of open world games? Let me know in the comments because I'd love to know what you think. If you enjoyed this review, please show some love to the like and subscribe button so you don't miss out on future reviews. This has been Josh Robinson with Joystick Gamer. Thanks again, and as always, stay gaming out there.